Everyone calls me a monster. Maybe they're right. My husband ended his life after I cheated on him, and now my daughter refuses to even look at me. She blames me for everything: his death, the broken family, the pain that won't go away. But no one ever asks why. Why I did it. Why I couldn't stay. Why I felt like I was disappearing inside my own marriage. I didn't set out to hurt anyone. I just wanted to feel alive again, even for a moment. To remember who I was before everything turned into duty, exhaustion, and silence. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just need someone to understand that nothing in this story is simple. Not love, not betrayal, not even guilt. We were married for more than 20 years. Back then, I thought he was everything I wanted. Steady, kind, safe. I was 20, he was 24. He had dreams of building a family, and I believed that was enough for me too. But years have a way of changing people. What once felt like comfort slowly turned into silence. He stopped talking about dreams, and I stopped feeling like part of one. Our life became a pattern: work, dinner, sleep, repeat. We loved each other, but the spark that once made it real had long faded. Then, 3 years ago, he got sick. At first, we thought it was stress, but it wasn't. It was something that would never go away. A chronic illness that drained his strength day by day. Suddenly, our marriage wasn't about love anymore. It was about medicine, bills, and survival. I became the caretaker, the nurse, the problem solver, everything except a wife. He spent his days talking about pain, treatments, and fear. And I tried to be patient. I really did. But every time I looked at him, I felt something I hated. Not pity, but resentment. Because his illness didn't just take him away, it took me too. People think it's cruel to say that, but unless you've watched the person you love fade in front of you while you keep holding everything together, you don't know what it does to you inside. I told myself this was love: sacrifice, commitment, endurance. But deep down, I was lonely. And loneliness has a way of making you do things you swore you never would. It started so small, so harmless, that I didn't even realize what was happening. There was a new guy at work, younger, full of energy, always smiling. His name was Jake. At first, he was just a distraction from the chaos at home. He'd compliment my work, make little jokes that made me laugh, and ask about my day like it actually mattered. No one had done that in years. At home, every conversation was about prescriptions and doctor's visits. At work, Jake made me feel human again. It began with lunches, small talk, and laughter that lasted longer than it should have. Then one day, he brushed my hand when he passed me a file, and I felt something I hadn't felt in forever. A heartbeat that wasn't tired. I told myself it was innocent, that I just needed a friend. But friends don't make your stomach flutter when you see their name light up your phone. Friends don't make you rehearse excuses before going home. I tried to fight it. I told myself I was still loyal, that my husband needed me, that I couldn't betray a man who was already fighting so much. But the truth? I was drowning. And Jake felt like air. The first time we kissed, I remember pulling away and whispering, "This can't happen." He said, "You deserve to be happy." And for a moment, I believed him. The affair didn't start as a rebellion. It started as an escape, a place where I wasn't just a caretaker or a mother, but a woman again. The guilt came later, creeping in like a shadow I couldn't shake. Every lie, every excuse, every secret text made it worse. Then one night, I came home late. My husband was waiting. He didn't yell. He didn't ask questions. He just looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, "I know." That single moment, the silence, the pain in his voice, broke something in both of us that could never be repaired. After that night, everything changed. He didn't shout, he didn't curse my name, he just stopped trying. He asked if it was true, and when I couldn't look him in the eye, he already had his answer. He begged me to stay. He said we could try therapy, start over, fix what was broken, but I couldn't do it. I had already built another life in my head, a life where I wasn't surrounded by sickness and guilt. I told him I was leaving. The next few weeks were torture. He called every day, left voicemails at night, sent messages telling me he still loved me, he couldn't live without me. Each one felt heavier than the last, and I stopped replying. I told myself he'd move on eventually, that he was stronger than he thought. 6 months later, he was gone. They said it happened in the garage. I didn't even find out until my daughter called, sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. She had come home from school and found him. Her voice cracked as she said, "He's not breathing, Mom." And I froze. I didn't go to the house. I didn't know what to say, what to do, because deep down, I already knew I was the reason. At the funeral, no one would look at me. His family whispered behind my back. My daughter wouldn't stand next to me. Every time our eyes met, I saw the same thing: disgust, hate, pain I caused but couldn't undo. I tried to talk to her. I told her I never meant for any of this to happen. She just said, "You killed him," and walked away. For weeks, I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up and reach for my phone, expecting a text from him like before, but there was only silence. I kept replaying everything in my head: the laughter, the lies, the last look he gave me. Jake tried to be there for me, telling me it wasn't my fault, but how do you live with something like that? How do you look at yourself knowing someone died because you wanted to feel alive? It's been 6 months since the funeral. I moved in with Jake. He says I deserve to be happy, that I can't keep living in the past. But every morning when I wake up next to him, I see the ghost of the man I left behind. Sometimes I imagine my husband watching me, not with anger, but with sadness, like he's wondering if I ever really loved him at all. My daughter still won't talk to me. She moved in with her grandparents, blocked my number, ignored every letter I sent. I can't blame her. She's 16. She lost her father, and I'm the easiest person to hate. But what she doesn't understand is that I lost him too, and I've been losing myself ever since. People say time heals everything. They're wrong. Time doesn't heal guilt, it only teaches you how to carry it quietly. Sometimes I scroll through old photos of us: family vacations, birthdays, little moments that used to mean nothing. Now they feel like fragments of a life that belonged to someone else. Someone who still believed love was enough. I keep wondering if I'm the villain in everyone's story. Maybe I am. But I'm also human, flawed, weak, desperate to feel something when everything around me was falling apart. Maybe that doesn't excuse what I did. Maybe it never will. But I can't change it. I can only live with it. So tell me, if being human means making mistakes that destroy the people you love, am I still a monster for wanting to feel alive? Or just a broken person who made the worst choice at the worst time?